Mr. Ram Babu, dear members and guests, I am Neelu Hasamal from beautiful island of Mauritius. My greeting and love to all of you, whichever part of the world you are. I am sure everybody is in high spirit. The journey of our meeting will be covered in 1 hour with a beautiful presentation, feedback, tiny talk, question answer from the audience, and many more surprises. Today is great pride for Mauritius that our guest speaker is from Mauritius, and there are other Mauritian also. We are going to support our speaker. She is none other than very bubbling and energetic speaker, Coach Rashmi Rathi. She has taken very current topic of modern life, conflict, and I'm sure that we are all going to learn from her, and we are going to take the takeaway message also. And it's my humble request to you that please, everybody, respect the time. So we can finish, we can start, we have started on time, and I'm sure we can finish also on time. So that is my humble request to everybody. So without further delay.
Coach Sandra Almeida, a mentor, a mentee, a team member at the rate sharEvery. Today I am here to introduce one of my colleagues from sharEvery, and more than a colleague, she is my virtual sister. I am really privileged that today I got this opportunity to invite Coach Rashmi Rathi, who is from Mauritius. From past 14 years, Coach Rashmi Rathi is staying in Mauritius, but she is from North India. She is born and brought up in India. She likes to help various personalities, friends, families. Whenever she gets a chance, she tries to lift others. It's a real privilege to invite such a personality as today's guest speaker. She likes singing and dancing. That is her hobby. She has completed her MBA in hospitality management, specialized in HR. She has done diploma in interior decoration. She has also done a postgraduate diploma in information technology. And she is a certificate holder in NCC. She is a multitasking lady. Apart from taking care of her family, her children, she is also a person who has ventured spiritual path of lifestyle. She practices meditation every day as well as Reiki, and she has followed several courses to become erratic yogi. She is an advanced pranic healer, psychotherapist, and crystal healer. As well as since past 2 years, she is in journey with Toastmasters as well as SGF, that is sharEvery Global Foundation. She is a mentor, a mentee, a moderator, guest speaker, and she's playing various roles in SGF as well as she is a team member. In this way, she is trying to help and serve the society. One of her dreams is to lift others because she believes we can lift ourselves by lifting others. Please help me to invite such an multitasking and vibrant personality on today's platform to share her knowledge about conflict resolution. Over to you. Please spread your seeds of knowledge on our sharEvery's garden.
Thank you so much, Sandra ma'am, for the beautiful introduction. And I became so happy after listening this. Thank you so much. My friend Priya and her mother-in-law, Manju, never got along together, always fighting and bickering. Priya went out with her friends and complained about her mother-in-law. And mother-in-law always went out with her friends and complained about Priya. One day, Priya had enough and wanted to get rid out of the problems between her and her mother-in-law. She decided to go and seek some help from a doctor. He went and explained him everything. And doctor gave her a jar of herbal medicine. He told her, give her a glass of this herbal solution every day for 6 months. The only condition is that you need to be very nice to her. The woman thought to herself, okay, let's just do it and fix these things. During the first week, Priya was very nice to her mother-in-law and gave her a glass of the medicines every day. Now, Manju was shocked. She said, wow, my daughter-in-law is so amazing. She is being so nice to me. After that, she also started being nice to her daughter-in-law, and within 2 months, friends, they became the close friends. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my most beloved sharEvery family. Conflict, conflicts, conflicts. What does the story teach us? Conflicts will always happen, but there is a way to resolve it. There always is. The mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law were not on good terms, and they kept arguing. All they needed to do was to be nicer with each other. Now, what is conflicts? Come on, friends. What is conflict according to you?
It is difference of opinion.
Yeah.
For me, conflict is a kind of dissatisfaction, and also sometimes it depends based on their ego, domination. There might be many reasons, according to me. Yes.
Thank you. So, conflict in essence is a disagreement or a struggle. It could be a clash of interest, opinions, or even principles. And conflict resolution is the transitions of disagreement to agreement. Sometimes these differences appears trivial, but sometimes a conflict may trigger strong feelings. Conflict can be on a small scale, such as personal or social level. Can also be on a bigger scale, such as professional or political level. On a larger dimension, conflict can be global too, with complex issues after affecting various states, which is why these conflicts must be resolved with a clear mind. The key to solve conflict, to shift from disagreement to agreement, is communications. Though it sounds simple, it has to be done correctly to be effective. What to say, how to say, when, and how much to say, all are matters. In a complex situation, understanding the surroundings, circumstances, very essential. Only then we can try to resolve a conflict, or else the conflict may aggravate further. It is just like putting your hand in a beehive. Once again, communication is the key, but not without understanding the real problems. We'll move on to the several types of conflict. I have categorized them in 3 parts. First is class conflict. This is more of a disagreement that could be at your workplace, at home, for household chores, or any organizations where tasks are distributed among members. Now, why does it occur? Because of the differences in opinions, competitions at work, managing expectations, and judgment. It may seem easiest to solve our conflicts, but that is not true. These issues are quite complicated sometimes. For example, two co-workers arguing, making argument with each other. Who should go to attend the out-of-town conference meeting? Number two, the relationship conflict. This is more of a personal problem which arises in day-to-day life. It is a problem which occurs between two people which are connected to in our everyday life. I'm talking about friends, family, relatives, etc. Often we fail to connect with people because our thoughts doesn't match or our ideas don't match. This is where conflict takes place. Now, number 3, conflict is value conflict. This is about your upbringing. We all are taught to be warm to other people and treat them with kindness. All have our own mentality and our own way to dealing with the situations in life. It's normal. It just depends on our upbringing and our past. I would like to say here the example, like there are two girls, always they get into a fight. Their way of resolving it may be completely different. One of the girl may want to end on good terms because her father taught her to always bless the other person and avoid fighting at any cost. Try to be silent and bless as much you can to the other people. But on the other side of the girl, maybe want to fight more. The reason behind that, because she wants to win the argument or prove her point, because her parents probably always told her to fight for her rights. So conflicts do occur because of the differences in our values too. So it's very important we can see that if two people are there and they all hold their values, like for me, this is right. For other people, this is right. So always the arguments and their conflicts will never be end. It will be the endless. Now, allow me to share the 5 C's of conflict resolution. Number 1, conflict. The ability to handle any conflict caused and stand your ground, be it at home, at business, in politics, or in any friend group circle. Number 2, competence. Being truly effective in conflict management. It is a matter of skills to deal with the conflicts. Number 3 is communications. There is saying the best speakers are active, candid communicators. I believe that this is completely correct. Communications is the key and it is an art that need to be mastered by all. If communication is not added, is not fair, so we cannot resolve the problems, the conflicts. Now, 4th is confidence. Being confident at all the time is really very difficult because one does not feel that the way all the time. We all have our ups and downs, and we have moments whereby we feel low. Our energies cannot be all the time same. but we should always try to seem confident because it is said to be helpful to have a solid sense of self-esteem. Fake it till you make it. Now, number 5 is conscience. Conscience tool is an important piece of these equations. Management without ethic can end up in unfortunate places. So we must always be conscious of what we say or what we do. Always try to be conscious on your actions, in your words, because words are very powerful. Sometimes it can be a sharp weapon in your life. It doesn't mean that always you can reach other people with your actions. Sometimes words also very powerful. It can hurt to the people. It can make enlarge to your gossiping, your problems, and your conflicts. So it's very important to be uprooted, to be focused on them. So please always be conscious on your actions, on your words equally. Can someone tell, like if you are in a conflict, so what you can do? In family also, I've seen that sometimes, misunderstanding happens among us. And what would you love to say that suppose in your family, your in-laws family, maybe in your parental home, if there is any misunderstanding to resolve this, what do you think, like who should be first to resolve it?
So glad I'm married. So I resolve it. So hey, I'm glad I have a husband that has in-laws.
Okay. Okay, Coach Paula, may I know your views? Like if with your family members and in your among family members, someone is really very angry and doesn't want to talk to you. So what that situation, would you love to go and resolve the situations? Or you will be the same, like you also will just stop talking with them?
What I would do is that I would offer them a little bit of space. Both people need to have space in order to understand and get more of a big picture idea. And then I would approach it as both of us were working on a solution together as a team. And I would listen very deeply first before I offered my solution. So those are the things that I generally like to do in a calm environment, offer the team collaboration concept, and then listen to understand before trying to be understood.
Yeah. Ma'am. And one more thing, like sometimes it happens in your locality, maybe in your workplace. The word is backbiting. Like sometimes we are friends and we are not anymore in good terms. And other people say that, these people so and so on tell that about you, anything regarding that you are not a good person, or maybe your nature is not good and you're not working well, something like that in your workplace or maybe at home. If people say something, and would you believe in other people, or just you will go and talk to them to resolve the problems?
And as a person who has been in a position of leadership in different companies and in Toastmasters, I'm a Toastmaster as well, is that you're not always going to, you have to realize that you're not always going to meet with people who always agree with you. So as I said before, you would apply the space. You would also tell them what they did well and what you value about them, which would create an atmosphere of interest and cooperation and open the door for communication. And then sometimes a leader has to make a very, very hard decision, right? We have to be the ones to take the final choice and to be comfortable with what we believe in. As a coach, as a leader, is that I must be the one who is the example of the leader that I would be honored to follow. There you go. Thank you.
Wonderful, Coach Paula, your answer. I agreed with you. For me, I will tell that if I find myself in a conflict, should I avoid it? Should I walk away? Get really upset? Start sulking? get sick, give the silent treatment, start gossiping, and start backstabbing. Or maybe I should try shouting, crying, blocking, or become aggressive and angry. Will this fix my problems and resolve my issues? You only tell me. No, not at all. This is, in fact, is a list of things to never do in a conflict. There are more immature ways to deal with a conflict. Instead, here is the way how we can solve the conflict. So we just highlight the things like how we can resolve. Number one, approach the conflict with an open mind. Isn't it? It is important to know that everyone has different perspective and point of view. So you should always be ready to put yourself in the other person's shoes. If you just sit down and think about it, every conflict you have had has happened because of lack of communications, misunderstanding, miscommunications, or no communication at all. The best thing to do here is to make the first step to talk it out. Don't just keep waiting for other person to come and communicate with us. Like I said, approach the conflict with an open mind. In never ever, I'm in favor that if I have any conflict, no drive of the relation is well. So I definitely will not wait for that to maintain long-lasting relations. I will go and talk to the persons and I will try to resolve the problems, because in this world, you can earn money easily. You can get everything with your hard work. But telling true friend, the relationship is indeed a very, very superior things for me. That's very difficult to find it. Second, I would love to say, control your emotions. One must always have control over the emotions. What happened? Our emotions start controlling us. The conversations or the conflict will never have a positive outcomes. Being a drama queen or drama king and showing off your crocodile tears will not help. Throwing tantrums to try and win the arguments will never help either. One should be focused to the point. Number 3, stop assuming. Stop trying to jump to the conclusion. Listen to the other people. Hear them out without thinking negativity and assuming what happened next. Don't be too self-centered. Sometimes people don't want to listen. They don't want to go to the depth to check that these conflicts, why happening, and without listening, without thinking, without use their mind, they just jump to the conclusion. Okay, whatever they see, they just think, this is the result, this is the conclusion, I'm right, you are wrong. So it's never ever going to help. Always be aware, be conscious, and try to assume in your life that suppose if two people, I saw sometimes that in any house, like 2 neighbors are fighting and third party is just entering and like the first party is shouting badly and another people, group of the neighbors, they're quite calm. So always the third party, without knowing, without judging that what's problem could be, who have started, who is wrong, they just come to the conclusion. So that's not good at all. Always try to assume and give time to reach the conclusion. Number 4 is approach the conflict opportunity. It is no secret that in every situation, life put us through. we always have some sort of learning as well. Like even a child learning to bicycle falls down several times to learn how to bicycling without any help or any support. Similarly, even conflict may end up teaching us something, so we must always keep an eye out for the opportunities provided by conflict. All the conflicts, not all the time bad. Sometimes if conflicts are there, it brings us close. And conflicts is also like a challenge. It gives us the energy, booster. They give us the right way and right choice to do in our life. So conflict opportunities, don't think always that the conflict is always bad. Sometimes it teaches us how to grow in our life. Unfortunately, things don't go as planned all the time. There are times when both parties are quite reasonable in their argument. So it becomes difficult to reach a conclusion. Then what? We reach a win-win situation. We collaborate. We try to conclude the conflicts with a decision that satisfies both parties. This helps to end the issue on good terms. Next, compromising. Always try to win argument will just worsen the situations. You see, things cannot always go on your way. Sometimes you need to let it go. Be the bigger person and just compromise. What's funny is that in a month or 2 months, you won't even remember these conflicts, these problems, because of your busy schedule, other person busy schedule. So what's the point out constantly stressing yourself and constantly trying to prove yourself right? Please, friends, never make argument to be put yourself in all the time. I'm good, I'm first, I'm right. Sometimes in relation, sometimes in our society, we should listen others. We should give priority to others also. So don't try to always prove yourself that only I am good. Only what I'm doing is good. So, friends, I would like to leave you all with a quote. It is more rewarding to resolve a conflict than to dissolve a relationship. Over to you.
Please help me in welcoming Coach Paula.
Thank you so much.
Rashmi, your speech was very, very valuable. The beautiful saying goes that the speech is the mirror of personality. So we came to know your views, your ideas, your opinion. We learned a lot. At the best philosophy, I came to know that conflict is inevitable, but combat is optional. So it's very right. Now the next, we are going to give our coach, Paula 𝐷𝐄𝐬. She will review the full speech.
Coach, and I will be as quick as possible because this was a action-packed, information-packed speech. So I loved how you used a story to set up your presentation. That got us all interested very quickly. And conflict, you presented the idea that conflict will always happen, but there is a way to resolve it. So you told us that we were going to have resolution within the speech. Very well done. You have to identify the problem and search for a solution together. So then you asked what was conflict. And we gave us our different ideas. There's a difference of opinion, of understanding, of not wanting to listen to someone else's point of view, of dissatisfaction based on ego, or the need to possibly dominate other people. That then you explained that because you clarified, which was really cool, a clash of ideas and principles that elicit strong feelings. Conflicts can be very complex, so we must seek clarification through proper communication. And you gave us 3 examples of personal conflict, relationship conflict, and value conflict. And because I love the power of 3, that gives us a really good trifecta from which to work. You also said that understanding is vital and communication is key. And I love the idea of always blessing other people by being silent and sending them goodwill. Very interesting, very nice. Our conditioning sometimes does make communication challenging, you shared. And also the 5 C's of conflict: competence, communication, confidence, and being conscious. And you got a lot of participation, which was really, really good. And it made me think that if we say we want peace, but are willing to fight for it, instead of seeking to understand and meet the other person halfway, is peace really our prime objective? So you really got me thinking there. Now you offered your perspective because you think deeply about it and would be you would look for a more peaceful outcome. You are a solution-oriented person. She accepts that conflict is inevitable. So she gave us 5 ways of dealing with that. Approach with an open mind. Talk it out. I would also say with an open heart. To control your emotions, number 2, because all mastery is self-mastery. You master yourself first before you can master anything else. Number 3, stop assuming. Love it. Listen, don't put your judgments on them. Number 4, approach the conflict as an opportunity. You win some, you lose some, but if you learn every time, you win every time. I love that. Number 5, collaboration, working together to find a solution. Sometimes we must compromise, so we must understand ourselves and know what we truly value, and if this is something worth fighting for or not. So it made me think about there can also be more than one right answer. So it is better, and I loved how you ended with the quote, better to resolve a conflict than dissolve a relationship. Thank you so much, madam, for that wonderful speech and thought-provoking ideas. I appreciate that, and I look forward to hearing more. Back to you.
Thank you, Coach Paula. You gave very good detail of the speech. I'm very happy. And you especially ended with the quotation that it's better to improve the relation than to lose the relations.